Good afternoon. Whatever day it is in early May. I think it's the 6th. Yes, Saturday. So, wait. When I first learned of the chief priest Melchizedek way back, sort of just that he was the high priest, and somehow Jesus, Yeshua, was also that. The value of giving 51% was prevalent in any society or culture, no matter what they are, a dictator or a bunch of peasants. Everybody's got a 51% give to others. There's value derived from everything over the 51%. So when I tried to do my conversions based upon a 9/11 3 BC birth, getting to 2020, I was coming up with 400 Baktun, and that's probably incorrect. I'm not going to bother, but I was doing it based upon a 20-month, 18-day cycle. And it should be an 18-month, 20-day cycle. So I'm going to show you that in the form of a clock, and then show you some interesting things that I got by reading this book right here. There's a girl named Estelle who talks about the Celtic holy days, and she was very tied into women who were risen up, and they made berries on Halloween, and really cool things that I think we can learn to do, because this expression is a good footprint for moving forward in time. I guess keeping the Roman piece in there too, with 5 days. So here is a sloppy, kind of version A thing that I only want to focus on the conversion chart. Notice that if you work your way up, these are days, these are solar years, with the summer solstice being the June High Festival, which is what they celebrated on June 21st. So, as I mentioned, it's 20 days in a month, and it's called a Winal. And then there's 18 months in a year of 360 days. And 20 of those periods, 20 ton a year, 20 years is a katon, which is this many days, and then times 2 to get to a bakton. Now, for some reason, because of the 360 day thing, this number is disproportionate to what it should be. So I'm sticking with a basic year and a basic katun as my translation formula for the new product. All right. So it was, I used this plate like a kid, and I just drew a circle. And I made it in thirds, right? So you have noon and you have over here. Now just run around this with me and use the rules of, if you start with 11 September and you start to make the rotation with a 30-day month, as you go through their cycle, you find that the numbers that correspond kind of shake out to, this is plus 18 days here. So this is really a, hold on, I want to say this correctly, 11. Okay, this is being celebrated as the first, I'm sorry, I'm doing it again. It's a 20-day month of 18 months in the circle. So because of that, when you add 20, you're at 1 June. Then you're at 21. This continues to be June because you've added 20 days, so it's 21 June. Now you're into July 11. Now you're into August 1st. 21, still in August. Back to September. And you're at the fall equinox, which is up here. So it continues in this sequence. Here's the spring equinox, dead on. Here is where the Celtics had a deity called the Fires of Bel, and it was celebrated on 1 May. I mean, she is very divine feminine oriented, and they tied this into their calendar. So 1 May, you have to go divine feminine, whatever Bel is. It's not Baal, it's Bel. So the women own it. And as we move through, remember, this is his birthday. So as you do the math to get to 2020, now you've got this new calculus that you can apply. And when you do it, you essentially come up with 505. 5.05, because doing the conversion isn't too difficult because you're working at a base of 20, and it's 40 total baktun, for baktun. So you've got 40 to go into that, and you come up with this. So that's on the 360 calendar. Notice, use this as a 50%. Yeah, we're going to make it. You don't have the extra lazy days. That's not a part of all this. Because if you're doing 365 in the real world, you've got to use a period where you do this. Now, she was celebrating that in October for one of the big quarterly festivals, where she called it New Year's Eve over there. This is another way of looking at the last 5 days of the year, because you're getting back to Tishri and sort of the summer harvest of crops. So 505 is kind of a number, and what's cool is you can get to 101 another way, and that's just an important number. It just is. Trust me, it is. And the dark side kind of knows it, because they, Cantor Fitzgerald 101, 101st Airborne, taking them out, and the OSS had a Department 101, and they did good stuff to thorn the Japanese. Now here's what's interesting. I started this off by talking about Melchizedek, and when we deduce all this, we've gotten to this situation where it divides down here. And I mentioned we don't have the 5 extra days of 365, but when you do this math right here, you go just 365 times 2020 to get, that's how many days there are. And then you divide that by 144,000 to get to your total output. You're at 50 at 5, halfway up, now. That's more than 1%. 1% of over there is 0.1. So you're over 51% just by living. I think that's the way to look at it. Look, I'm claiming it. If I'm this far out trying to figure this out on behalf of my brother, his wife, Maya, his daughter, who this calendar is named after, and Melchizedek, the granddaddy of the high priest of Abraham. So he walked the earth. Know that. And he figured this out with the Foley family. It's a combined effort. It must be. I mean, come on. The numbers that are all tied up. It's incredible to be a part of it and to give yourself up. Give yourself up. Surrender. Peace and love only. And it'll manifest. And you'll have intelligent infinity if you have no shame. And meditate love the way you're taught to properly. Find the truth within. Your right brain. High self-aware. William McCarty. William McCormick. Oh. Maya. Love it. 21 June. DC. The Irish called it a high festival, by God. Strongest of the solar power. Man, truth will be told. Indigo Angel is going to transform us, and the sun is the Shemesh, and Sananda commands the GFL, and he's coming! That was a clarion calling. Peace and love. Billy out.